Hi Libra, welcome to your mid-month reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of September, as usual, I have a special sales offer available inspired in the current Virgo season we are on. And if you would like to know more info about that sales reading, just check in the description box where you can also find the full list of current reading services I offer. And if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Libra, I do feel like during the next weeks, it's all about learning how to adapt to different emotional experiences that seem to be occurring all at once, meaning that there's a wide range of emotions that some of you are experiencing, and they can seem at times very contrasting, very opposite to each other, and this is providing to you a sense of emotional instability or even a sense of inadequacy that is very highlighted here, in the sense that some of you might feel like you're unable to socially interact as you would like because of this emotional component that I was speaking about. You can feel that there's something preventing you from fully giving or receiving the love, the support, the understanding with your relationships. And I feel like for some of you Libras, you have been in distance here, trying to process something in particular here with this Hermit energy. So the Virgo season at a whole has had, or has asked, for some of you Libras, has had this function of in a more quiet solo way, in a deep reflection mode. Perhaps for some of you here being, isolated, for others being distant from certain people, from certain experiences, for others just, being much more contemplative about stuff. It's now time to emerge out of this isolation or out of this process you have been in, because I feel like life is waiting for you, Libra. There's something here about life is waiting for you. For some, people are waiting for you. So this could be that you have been trying to come to terms with a specific decision you need to make. It could be that you have been mourning something that has happened that created this emotional this emotional sadness, and you have been in mourning for some time. And again, there are people that are waiting for you, that are waiting for your comeback. It could be in a family sense, in a professional sense, again, in a social sense. I just keep getting like there's a law waiting for you, in which it requires this ability to take a step forward from something you have. For some of you Libras, there's something you have almost grown to. There's something that you have grown to be so familiar and find comfort in, that it could be very difficult for some of you to go back to a different kind of energy, even if the one you are in or have been in creates loneliness, and it creates a sense of disconnection with a lot of things that is also important to nurture you and to provide balance into your life. And again, I keep getting like some of you have just grown to even become attached to this silent hermit mode you have been in. And so when asked to step out of it, when asked to go to the Three of Cups, which is an opposite energy, it's an energy of being here in social environment, celebrating life, being out there with friends, being out there with your family or your closest ones, going from the quiet to the more, to the noise in the sense where you hear laughter, where you hear opinions, where you hear or see even here some excesses or extravagance. There's a sense of an aspect of the social elements that you used to like, that you have been away from. And it's important that for some of you Libras, you just try. For those of you that this is something that applies, you give it a chance. So if in the next weeks you are kind of invited to go out, to go to a specific event or party, or to just, if you receive invitations of any kinds, that, take you out of the hermit energy, that take you out of this isolation or of this emotional strangeness you have been experiencing, your advice is to go, is to just try and see from then how you feel. Because the Three of Cups is shown as the opportunity. The opportunity here lies in you celebrating life, celebrating this kind of different elements and this variety that it does exist when you step out of your own bubble and your own reality, and you see this diversity, right? You see things you don't like, obviously, but you also see things you do like. You also see things that are interesting. You also get to meet different, unusual people, interesting people. You get to absorb information and, again, stimulation through it. It's not all bad. I feel like there's something here about the Three of Cups that resonates or you're trying to make it resonate more with a negative connotation than the one that is truly shown here, because this is an opportunity. And for some of you, it is as simple as an opportunity to talk it out, to go out and talk with those friends you have not been with, to go out and just have a little bit of fun, to just go and do something that activates this energy of happiness, this energy of thrill with life. Because there's something with the Five of Cups as your challenge that you're still kind of prompt to go to, that it takes you to a very low vibration, that it takes you exactly to that place where you deny yourself ongoingly of happiness, of pleasure. The Three of Cups is also a card of pleasure. So, are your relationships providing you pleasure? Are your creative projects or your projects overall, your ambitions, providing you a sense of pleasure for you to be actively engaging in those? Are your relationships providing you pleasure? It's also that a lot of things come down, or they break themselves down to this point of, does this make me feel good? And it's very important throughout the next weeks that you ask yourself constantly this question, including to yourself, when you reject an opportunity, is it because truthfully it makes you feel bad, or it makes you feel good, it gives you pleasure to be by yourself? Or is it that you're just denying yourself of something you need to leave this rut, to leave this dark phase, to leave this phase where you have been quite distant from yourself? Because I feel also with the Hermit here, the Virgo season has been about reconnecting here with some sort of aspect of your own nature that you have been very, very far from. And some of you already figured it out. Others of you are still in the quest, because the Hermit is still here. Now, the Hermit is also the advice, is to be wise. Again, you can be selective and still go. You can balance between the need of being by yourself, still doing this work of the Hermit, still healing something you need to heal, and also giving a chance to other things to come in and fulfill those voids. So it's a little bit of this active, constant exercise of you understanding the underlying motivations that make you, especially that make you go or not go towards something. And as I said in the beginning, there's also Libras here that are just purely experiencing a lot of emotional highs and lows. during the next weeks. It is a period where there's emotional agitation, turbulence, but also a lot of opportunities to experience a lot of bliss, a lot of ecstasy, a lot of heightened emotions, like emotions that are really raw and that make you feel genuinely good. But it's like it's experiences where they're constantly mutating into others. So don't get too attached when you're going through those highs and lows. Don't get attached to it, because it's just a phase where you're experiencing a lot of different energies until you find that flow that works for you. Because some of you, it's like to go back to normal, to normalize here something that has to deal with your emotional reality. You first need to move through a lot of those different emotions to then understand what works really for you in this kind of transformed version of yourself. So I hope you have a great mid-month. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if you'd like to have a personal reading, just read the info in the description box. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.